What's up, fam? It's your friend Sam. Someone said to me recently, do what you love and the money will follow. Now, I've heard it before, but I want to look at this. So we've all heard the saying, do what you love and the money will follow, right? Or a variation of. And I will start off by saying there are some circumstances where that is true. No one can deny it. Take a look at a good example of this, Tony Hawk, right? He was doing skateboarding before it was cool, before there was businesses, before there was, corporations pumping money into the sport. This was a person that loved what they did so much and they just kept on doing it no matter what. And sure enough, it's fair to say that the money followed, right? But those examples are pretty few and far between. And I bet you even in that industry, even in that sport, there's probably countless examples of people that also loved skateboarding, but never made it to those kind of financial heights. And let's take that one step further. How many people in your circle of friends or your family, extended family, do you know that are quote unquote starving artists? I know tons. I've got so many friends that are actors, singers. The entertainment industry is rife with it, where people are doing what they love and have been for years and years, but they're not sitting on fortunes. They're not Brad Pitt. They're not the greatest rapper in the world that's on Billboard charts every other week. These are people that are doing what they love, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck in rented accommodation, etc. So for me, this whole do what you love and the money will follow myth, as I think it is a dangerous place for a lot of people to be, and a dangerous place for people to be recommending for others. Because if I'm saying to you, do what you love and the money will follow, well, you could be doing what you love for 10 years and the money ain't following. For me, when it comes to business, when it comes to personal finances, when it comes to personal growth in financial endeavors, whatever that might be, it comes with strategy. It comes like not blindly just saying to yourself, I'm just gonna do what I love and the money will follow me. Like, it sounds like a pipe dream when you say it like that, right? It does, to me it does. But what if you flip it on the head and say, well, actually, for my success, whether that's financial or whatever it might be, but if we're talking about the money following, for your financial success, surely it's better to be saying something along the lines of, I'm gonna do what it takes. And Dan Locke is a good example of this. I'll put the link to his videos in the description, but he's a good example of someone that preaches do what it takes, not necessarily always what you love. Business is a perfect example of this. You're gonna have to do things that you don't always want to do. And let's face it, that's not just for business, right? That's life in general. There's always going to be things that we don't want to do, but we have to. We have to do what it takes. If that's being a homeowner, you're gonna have to pay bills. We don't enjoy it, but you have to. There's maintenance. There's 1,000,001 things. And that goes for everything in your life. If you apply the mentality of I'm gonna do what it takes, as opposed to I'm just gonna do what I love, that is a more strategic and beneficial way to start looking at success, especially when you're putting down targets and goals to reach that success. And another thing to bear in mind when it comes to the approach of doing what it takes as opposed to just doing what you love, often you find love in what you get good at, and you get good at what you practice. And so there's been many examples in my life where I've started a business opportunity or a personal opportunity where I saw a gap in the market or whatever it might have been, and it wasn't necessarily something that I loved doing or even enjoyed doing or knew a huge amount about, let alone loved. But as I did it more, I started to love it. Not just the process of learning, but as I was getting better at it, of course I started loving it more. And that applies to so many different things that I never thought I'd be able to say. Website SEO, working on different marketing strategies, doing photo shoots, picking up a camera and being the photographer and the editor as opposed to being a model. Anything different. Every time I've come to do a different skill that's come about through necessity or doing what it takes, the more I've done it, the better I got. And the better I got, the more I enjoyed it. And I think that applies to so many different things. So to sit there at the beginning of the journey and say, I'm just gonna do what I love and the money's gonna follow, seems pretty naive when you look at it from that perspective. Don't you think? Because that's exactly how it has been for me, definitely in my experiences in life. And another good example of that is the fitness world, right? We've all had times where we wanted to get fit, or we wanted to get healthier, we wanted to lose some weight, we wanted to get a six-pack, whatever it might have been. And for me, I love eating food. I love not working out. I love just chilling and watching Netflix. But does that get me fit and healthy? Hell no! So what is it? It's doing what it takes. It's making sure that you're eating the salads and the healthier foods. It's making sure that you're working out every single day, or at least doing some kind of exercise every single day. There's a journey, there's a process, it's tried and tested. As humans, we have agreed that that works. We know what works, we know how to get healthy, we know how to get fit, but we don't all want to do it, and we don't all actually do it. But when you actually start taking yourself down the process of doing it, and you find, actually, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week now, I'm enjoying the workouts now because I'm getting good at the workouts, I'm finding I can lift more, I'm finding I can run further, I'm finding that I'm doing sports that I started off sucking at, but now I'm getting good at because I'm doing it more often. Same thing applies. You start to love it more and more, and so you get better at it, and as a result of that, you get better results along the journey. So that is something that I wanted to talk about today. Not just this myth of do what you love and the money will follow, but taking it one step further and saying do what it takes, but also you will find new things that you love that you never even thought or realized you would, simply by doing and practicing and repeating and getting better at those things. It is part of the process. The results, fair enough, that comes down the line, and results come in so many different forms anyway. Sometimes it will be financial, sometimes it will be personal, intrinsic, emotions. There's a lot of different ways of getting something from doing things, right? Whether that's business, personal, whatever it might be. But by just doing what it takes, the process will bring all of that value along the way. So that is today's subject. I hope, if nothing else, I hope that for one person out there, it just gives a little bit of an insightful thought to make you question a few things and think, actually, maybe there is some other things that I could be doing to achieve the results that I want, without just blindly saying to myself, well, I'm doing something that I love and hopefully the money will follow eventually. Hopefully this makes at least one person out there think, actually, there's a bit of strategy that I could be applying here, and maybe I would be more effective at reaching those goals if I started thinking more along the lines of, I'm going to do what it takes, and I'm going to enjoy the process, and I'm going to accept that I'll probably find love in the things that I get better at along the way. Thank you for watching, guys. I get asked a lot in my personal life, also on other social medias, for me to start doing more of this content. So it is my goal to start providing more of these types of videos. I really hope that at least some of you find some insight in them, and I want to tackle more subjects like this. Business, finance, personal growth. These are all subjects that mean a lot to me and have been a focus of my attention over the last decade, really. And so I want to be able to share some of the insights that I've learned along my journey and I'm still learning along the way. So hopefully this helps someone out. If it does, hit the like button. I will catch you on the next one.